And the back judge is Ronnie Huggins, the alternate official, Jay Vines. The toss of the coin was won by Florida. Florida elects to receive. Tennessee will defend the goal to your left or the north goal. 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Ball Football Network.
Monday morning at 7:15, score $1,000 just for being born. It's Monday Morning Birthday Bucks on 107.7 WIVK-FM, Knoxville.
At Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, Florida Field, this is John Wood with Bill Anderson to send to the action as Tennessee plays Florida. Bill, the keys to the game for both teams.
Mistakes, I think, John, and they're going to have to be alert. I think it's going to take Tennessee's best effort to come out of this situation with Florida with a win. I feel like that, but certainly they're capable of doing it. And anything can happen. Mistakes, that's it, though.
The Volunteers will be kicking off. Florida has outstanding return people in Anthony and Palmer. Normally their kickoff return, or perhaps Hilliard will be back there, as Anthony is averaging 23 yards per kickoff return. Hilliard 22. On the Tennessee side of the ledger, of course, Nilo Sylvan leads the nation. He's averaging 40 yards per kickoff return. Florida, its colors orange and blue, wearing blue jerseys, orange helmets, white numerals. Tennessee wearing the road white with orange numerals, and will be kicking off from the 35-yard line at the north end of the field. Sun is shining here in the low 90s. It's hot, but not really as hot as perhaps it was expected. As the Florida teams come running out, the players become cheerleaders, exhorting their faithful to get behind them as if they needed any exhortation. And it will be Jeff Hall to kick off for Tennessee, the young man who last week gave Tennessee a 3-point edge in the final seconds with that field goal to win over Georgia 30-27. Florida comes in with wins over Houston and Kentucky. Tennessee with victories over East Carolina and Georgia. Back deep, standing at the goal line, will be the aforementioned Anthony and Hilliard. He's taking his time here. Tennessee will be kicking off. Deep, Anthony and Hilliard. Florida on the year has outscored its opposition in every quarter, outscoring them, compositely speaking, 87-28. Florida has edged its opponents 28-14 in the first quarter, 35-zip in the second period of the game thus far in the two games played. Florida coached by Steve Spurrier. On offense, Dwayne Dixon, Carl Franks, Lawson Holland, Jimmy Ray Stevens. On defense, Bob Pruitt, Ron Zook, who formerly coached at Tennessee, of course, Ron Broadway, Jim Collins, Bob Sanders. And we're set to go, as here's the kickoff by Tennessee, and Hall hits it. It will be 4 yards deep in the end zone. He's going to haul it out. 5, out to the goal line. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Caught from behind and pulled down. And it was an outstanding play by Ronnie Pillow because, Bill, the corridor was there.
It really had. That was a good kick. He put it about middle ways in the end zone, but he elected to bring it out of there. Had a big...
The wide receivers, Doring and Anthony. Tight end is to the right. The ball on the left hash mark. Tennessee in 4 with a 4-down line. Back to throw on first down. Werfel, good time. Pass going deep downfield. It is incomplete near the 35-yard line, as it was intended for Rydell Anthony, and defending for Tennessee stride for stride to Ron Jenkins. So Florida comes out, goes for it all in the first play.
They did. Went to the post pattern in there. The linebackers who dropped back did a good job on the turn-in stuff. Had that jammed up. I think he was trying to go deep all the way, but Jenkins, good job of coverage over there.
Second down, 10 Florida, lining up without a huddle, and that means Werfel's up under there against a 4-man front. Tennessee 3 linebackers dropping back a bit as Werfel looks it over and is going to check off at the line, and Tennessee jumps into a 5-man front, now dances back with a linebacker. Werfel back to throw, gets some pressure, pass downfield is going to be incomplete. The intended receiver is Hilliard. The pass incomplete, and after the ball flitted off his fingertips, Raymond Austin gave him a call.
Yeah, got a good shot. There's a little bit of pressure coming in there, too, from the backside on Werfel. He had to throw that ball. Good coverage again downfield.
Second down, 10 Florida. 0-0 the score. Game just getting underway. 14:42 to go in the first quarter. Florida sending an additional receiver into the lineup as the fullback comes out. So wide to the right will go Doring, and Doring comes left. Kareem and Hilliard to the right side. Single running back against Tennessee's 4-man front as Werfel on 3rd down 10. Motions a change in the set. Tennessee Here comes the blitz. This will be Werfel back to throw. Werfel gets some pressure, dumps the pass out to the 30-yard line. The man makes the catch, fumbles the football. There's a scramble for it at the 34-yard line of the Gators. As Terry Jackson was the receiver of the pass, we'll wait for the signal from the officials as to who has recovered the fumble. It was stripped from Jackson, bounces up there to the 33.5-yard line, and the official steps in to indicate that it will be, tell me something, sir. Tennessee's offensive unit is coming onto the football field. As yet, we have no signal from the referee, but now it's going to be, Bill, I guess, Tennessee with the football. Tennessee has recovered the ball. No. It will be the kicking unit coming on. So finally, the Florida team will be punting on 4th down, and deep for Tennessee goes Sylvan, standing back at his 20-yard line. The recovery made by Florida on the pummel, high snap. He gets it away and left foot the bounding kick that Sylvan is going to see skipped out by him, and then he dances away from the ball, and it will be down by Florida at the 19-yard line. High snap. The left-footed punter was able to get it away. Just really a line drive punt that skips at about the 35-yard line of Tennessee, and then it ricochets on down, too dangerous to handle by Sylvan, and so the Volunteers will put the ball in play, 1st down and 10 to go at the 19.
Well, the computer really looked like Tennessee had recovered that ball, John. Looked like they got on it, but obviously they lost it down in the pile-up. The Gators came out with it. Tennessee making some things happen on defense. They shut them down the first series.
So Florida, in its 3 downs, went deep with a pass incomplete, went across the middle incomplete, then completed a little drop-off pass to the tailback Terry Jackson, who was banged when he made the reception, fumbled it. There was a scramble for the ball, and we waited and waited and waited, and finally the teams came onto the field to punt and receive. And now Tennessee goes on offense with Peyton Manning at quarterback. Jay Graham is the running back. No fullback in there as Tennessee has 2 wides right, 1 left, wing back to the left side horn. As Manning is back to throw, he's going to make the long pass downfield. A pass complete. Pulled down at the 45-40, 35-30, 25-20. Down to the 9-yard line goes Joey Kent. Pulled down from the back, but both teams go for it all the way. Finally, Fred Weary was able to get the angle on Kent, but Tennessee goes 73 yards on the first half play, and the Volunteers have it 1st down and goal at the 9.
Ooh, Kent was way behind the cornerback over there, Johnny. He ran that off the play action there. The cornerback really went for it. Joey was behind him 3 or 4 steps, looked like. The ball was kind of hung up there and then hung for a long time. Good throw, but big yardage, big play.
Tennessee 1st down and goal, 0-0 to score. Ball at the 9-yard line of the Gators. Jay Graham, here comes the blitz. Manning fakes to give, passes out to the near side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6. Touchdown, Tennessee, Marcus Nash. Tennessee comes out, and Nash is just absolutely wide open, and Manning lays it right in his hand.
Well, yeah, it looked like he just ran the drag route outside, coming right out there. Nobody took him. The linebacker had to be the one or the other offside strong safety one to get him. Neither one took him. He's wide open.
So here comes Hall into the game for the Volunteers. It will be Price to hold with Ingram to snap, and Hall will be attempting to give Tennessee a 7-0 advantage. 13:34 to go in the first quarter of the game. Tennessee leads Florida 6-0 as the Volunteers score in 2 plays. Ball down, kick up. The kick by Hall is good.
I know you're my I know you're my friend, but no. Listen, because you're my friend, just $5. No. Say
15 seconds in 2 plays. The big play, of course, was the pass that went from Manning to Kent for 72 yards, and then the touchdown went from Manning to a wide-open Marcus Nash, who scores his first touchdown of the year, and Tennessee then has Hall kick the extra point to lead by a score of 7-0. Tennessee is coached by Philip Fulmer. His record at Tennessee, 23-6-1. On offense, David Cutcliffe, Steve Marshall, Randy Sanders, Mark Bradley, Pat Washington. On defense, Johnny Chavis, Dan Brooks, Steve Caldwell, Kevin Ramsey. Graduate assistants, Dick O'Brien, Robbie Collier. Trainer, Mike Rollo, Mike Click, Jamie Whited. It will be Hall kicking off with Tennessee leading by a score of 7-0. And here's the kick by Hall. High will be relatively short to about the 7-yard line, where it's corralled by the Gators. Here comes the run back up to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, still on his feet looking for blocking. Finally, he will be knocked out of bounds as he gets to the 41-yard line. Another excellent return, and the tackle was made this time by the freshman from Jackson, Al Wilson. So Florida in 2 kickoff returns, excellent field position. This one good for 34 yards. And the Gators, trailing by a score of 7-0, will hand the ball first down. The quarterback for Florida, Danny Werfel, on the year, he is 31 of 46 coming into this game for 433 yards. Has thrown 3 touchdowns, has had 1 pass intercepted. Florida lines up with a wing back to the right side against a 4-man Tennessee front. The tailback is Terry Jackson for the Gators. The ball on the left hash mark. As Werfel fakes to throw, pass down and out is going to be complete. As the catch is made by big Jerome Evans, the fullback, who wandered out to the right. He made the catch at the 45, was blasted by Tennessee, but broke the tackle and carries it on for what appears to be, well, it will be very, very close to a first down at the Tennessee 49.5 yard line. Tyrone Hines widens out to make the stop. As Florida, again, lining up without a huddle. Werfel looks over Tennessee's defense. The Volunteers lead 7-0. Florida with the ball in Tennessee territory. Handoff goes to Jackson, the tailback, and Jackson is thrown for a loss. He was met as Jackson carries the ball by Leonard Little, who slides in from his defensive end position. And so it will be 3rd down and a little more to go, Bill.
It looked like that play was designed to go a little bit further left. He tried to cut it back to the right, and boy, there was no place to go there.
So here it will be 3rd down, about a yard, as Florida comes to the line, trailing 7-0. Werfel looks over, Tennessee right at midfield now. Ball on the right hash mark into a straight I formation. Florida with 2 receivers left. Werfel this time gives to Jackson. Jackson breaks it up the middle. He has the ball to the Tennessee 45 down to the 42, where he is met and stopped on an open field tackle by Corey Gaines. But Florida, trailing 7-0, opens the hole, and Gaines makes the stop, but Jackson has the first.
I tell you what, that was a great play by Gaines back there, John. They probably had everybody up on the line of scrimmage. He popped it through there. Had Gaines had him one-on-one in open field, and that's not an easy job to bring a back down like that. He hit him dead center.
So Florida, first down, 10 to go at the Tennessee 41-yard line. The balls bring people up to the line as Werfel splits his running back. On first down, Werfel back to throw. Being pressured, pass thrown downfield is going to be complete all the way to the 20-yard line of Tennessee, where Ike Hilliard makes the catch, and Werfel got rid of the football just as he was being hit from the backside by Steve White. He was able to just get that pass off and was right on target to Hilliard, who's making his 10th catch of the year. Deron Jenkins makes the tackle, but Florida has it first down and 10 inside Tennessee's 20.
White was coming in. Werfel didn't see him coming either, John. He was able just barely. It was a fraction of a second from getting there to throw him for a loss.
So Tennessee leads 7-0, but Florida has the ball first down and 10 inside the Volunteer 20-yard line into an I formation. Werfel, handoff, this time goes to Jackson, wandering through the middle, gets a little running room as he knights over right guard and battles from the 20 to the 15. A gain of 5 yards. Tyrone Hines and George Kidd team up on the tackle at that point. Florida took the opening kickoff, unable to move with the ball, made a 3rd down pass play, which was fumbled, and Florida maintained possession after a long wait, so to speak. Punted. Tennessee 2 plays later scored. It's 7-0 the Volunteers lead, but Florida will have it now. 2nd down 5 at the Tennessee 15-yard line. Werfel back to throw. Plenty of time. Down into the end zone. It is touchdown Florida. The catch is made by Hilliard. And so with all kinds of time, Werfel had 3-4 people to pick out, and he elected to go to Hilliard, who scores his 2nd touchdown of the year. And so Florida, after seeing Tennessee jump on front 7-0, marches right back downfield in 59 yards, with the touchdown coming on a pass of 14 yards from Werfel to Hilliard. And so Florida will go for the tying extra point attempt with Bart Edmonston, who is 12 of 12 this year on. Teague will hold. Johnson will snap. Tennessee leads 7-6. The Gators trying to tie. Toward the north end of the football field, the kick is in the air. The kick by Edmonston is good.
I'm Mary Lou Retton for Revco Drugstore.
Tennessee was trying to get to him with the down lineman. Nobody in there to put any pressure on him. And when they spread the field the way they do this day and time with that good the receivers as quick as they are, somebody's going to come open.
And with an offensive line of Odom, Green, Mitchell, Young, and Collins, excellent pass protectors. So kicking off, it's going to be for Florida, Teague, and deep for Tennessee goes Sylvan, who is averaging 40.4 yards per kickoff return this year. 10:57 to go in the first quarter, and Florida and Tennessee are tied at 7. Here's the kick. It's going to be very, very short, almost an onside kick type, and it is received on a fair catch by Tennessee at the 32-yard line. The man who makes the catch down there is Timmy Sewell. There's a penalty marker down on the play as the fair catch was asked for by the Volunteers, and then flags fly. Very short kick, and Tennessee Sewell just moves up and asks for the fair catch. Last year, Florida finished 10-2-1.
After the play is over, we have a personal foul, late hit, white team.
Tennessee receives the penalty. It will be 15 yards. And so it moves the ball back to just about where Tennessee began. Well, a little further. It's all the way back down to the Tennessee 16-yard line. The Vols began the scoring drive at the 19.
Well, that's a mistake. Obviously, Johnny sets them back. They had pretty good field position up there on that thing, but that was a tough call, I thought. They looked like the fair catch was in play, but a couple of Florida guys looked like they were going to bang him around, and so a white shirt just come in here and nailed him.
All right, Tennessee with the ball. 7-7 the score. Florida lines up with a four-man front. Manning checks the defense. Checks off of the line as Florida adjusts, bringing a linebacker up tight. The handoff goes to Jay Graham, and Graham through the middle gets about 2 yards, and that's it. As he was met by that dancing linebacker, Dexter Daniels. Graham, who coming into the game had carried the ball 54 times for 281 yards, an average of 5.2, picks up 2 on this. It will be 2nd down 8 for the Volunteers in a 7-7 game. Tennessee last year finished 8-4-0, losing to UCLA, Florida, Mississippi State, Alabama. Florida lost last year to Auburn and in the Sugar Bowl to Florida State. The tie was with Florida State in regular season play. 2nd down 8, Tennessee. Manning off play action being pursued. Pass downfield caught. Pulled down there at the 26-yard line and then shoved out of bounds. The receiver Nilo Sylvan by James Bates, who is 6'1", 223, a junior from Sevierville, Tennessee. Bates' father, of course, was a football player at the University of Tennessee, later an assistant coach there, and a little later an assistant coach here at Florida. So James Bates covers wide to the right side, and Tennessee's going to have it 3rd down and less than a yard to go in a 7-7 game. Ball on the left hash mark. Tennessee has 2 tight ends in there. Going into a Birchwell, it's just a power I to the right side, and it will be the fullback cracking forward and battling his way out right to the 27-yard line as Chester Ford, 6 feet 228, gets on the hip of Smith and Bubba Miller and pounds it forward for what appears to be a 1st down. He was met and stopped by Mark Campbell. Let's check the Florida defense for you. At the defensive ends will be Mark Campbell, 6'2", 281, Johnny Church, 6'3", 264, who's been hampered with injuries. The tackles, Bernard, 6'2", 290, Moten, 6'5", 256. Linebackers, Bates, Daniels, Hanks. Tennessee into an I formation against a 4-man front. Florida brings the cornerback up close. Tennessee runs with Graham, and Graham stumbles forward as he is hit just as he gets to the line of scrimmage at the 27, but is able to pirouette and slash forward to the 30 and a hair beyond. So it's a gain of close to 3 yards before Johnny Church wraps him up. The defending cornerbacks for Florida, Weary and Lott. The safeties, Harris and Wright. Tennessee with Lehman, Peterson, Miller, Smith, and Poole in the offensive line. For Tennessee, 2nd down and 7. Score tied 7-7, 8:59 to go in the 1st quarter. Tennessee in the I. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Florida rotates its defense to the wide side near. Here's the pass downfield, pulled down by Tennessee, 35-40. Knocked out of bounds at the 41-yard line is Nilo Sylvan. That will be enough for the 1st down.
Well, they're mixing the run in there pretty good, trying to keep the threat of the run there at least, John, to keep Florida honest. They're starting to look like they're going to start to blitz or to come after Manning a little bit. So they've kept the run, mixed the run in there pretty good, and picked up a crucial 3rd down situation. There's no question about what they were going to do, and they just blew Florida line back.
So for Tennessee, it's 1st down and 10 at the 41-yard line. The score is tied at 7-7. Tennessee scored a 15-second drive. 2 pass plays, 1 to Kent, the touchdown to Nash. Florida came back, the touchdown to Hilliard. The Vols will have it 1st down and 10 at the Tennessee 41-yard line. Manning play action, looking deep, being pursued. Sidesteps, throws across the middle, pulled down. The catch is made by Marcus Nash, who made the catch at the 45, gave a little ground trying to free himself to advance the ball, but instead was tackled by Dexter Daniels, who picked up the slot man to the left. And so the Volunteers pick up right at 4 yards, making it 2nd down and 6 yards to go. Score 7-7. Last year, Florida beat Tennessee in Knoxville 31-0. In that game, Tennessee had only 68 yards rushing. Tennessee to the line. 2 wides left, 1 into the boundary right. Florida, 4-man front. I formation. Tailback is Graham. This is Graham. Up the middle, gets a little running room as he bangs it out to the 50-yard line, needing the 48 for the first. Mark Campbell slides across with Daniels again to make the tackle. On the year, Daniels has 11 stops, second only to Ben Hanks, the linebacker for Florida, in the total number of stops. Now, here it is, third down and a short 2 yards to go. Graham for Tennessee, as the Volunteers will go into a shotgun situation with 4 wide receivers to the left side. Single receiver right. Manning rolls to the left looking to throw, setting up a screen pass across the middle. Penalty markers down all over the place, as it's Tennessee making the reception in the grasp of Marcus Nash. But as the catch is made and the ball is moved to the 43-yard line, flags came from the Florida secondary. And it could be a misalignment for Tennessee, as the Vols had a very unusual alignment with 4 wides to the left side.
We have illegal participation, 12 men on the field during the play on the defensive team, first down.
So it's Florida with 12 men on the field, Bill Anderson, and so let's see, the penalty will be accepted by Tennessee, and it will be moved from the 50 down to the 35-yard line, as Tennessee will have it first down and 10 to go at the 35.
That's a big penalty. You know, it seems like everybody's having a hard time keeping the right number of people out there, John. I don't know. We saw that last week a couple times against Tennessee. Then Florida catching Florida with it.
So Tennessee has it first down and 10 to go now at the Gator 35 after the 15-yard assessment against Florida. The Volunteers into an I formation. Handoff, Graham tries to the outside. Not much there, but he finds a little opening in the left guard slot. Goes lowers his head and booms down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line, where he's tackled by Ben Hanks. A gain right at 6 yards. Not much there, but Graham made something happen.
Well, he really did. As you said, there was no hole there at all. It looked like he just lowered his head and got in the slot in between his 2 big offensive linemen and just kept turning his feet and picked up 5-6 yards.
4 carries, 16 yards for Graham. Score tied 7-7, 6:40 to go in the first quarter. Tennessee at the Florida 29-yard line. Florida brings the linebacker tight. Tennessee pops the ball to Sylvan on the near side. Sylvan has the ball. Changed that Benji Schuler, 81, not 83. Schuler at the 30, Schuler to the 25. Schuler's got a first down to the 24-yard line. Anthony Lott makes the tackle, but Benji Schuler, who was sliding to the right side, came to make the catch and darts forward for the first down.
Well, they were hoping to catch him in man coverage. They weren't that time. The wide out came in on the man that was covering Benji. Benji just stood up, and the wide out made a nice block on that guy, but the corner was able to come up and make the play.
It's first down, Tennessee at the 24-yard line of the Gators. Score tied at 7. Single running back is Jay Graham, as Manning gives the ball to Graham. Graham through the right, rips and squirms his way from the 24 to the 22-yard line. And there he is met and tackled by Moten and also by Jason Bartley, the 5'11", 227 linebacker, a senior. So Tennessee will have it second down and 8. The Volunteers' first drive took 15 seconds, went 81 yards in 2 plays to score. Now Tennessee marching downfield with this drive, which began at the 16-yard line. It will be for Tennessee second down right at 8 yards to go at the 22-yard line. Here comes the blitz. Manning looking. Here's the pass downfield, complete. Yanked down by Tennessee at the 12, and staggering is Maurice Staley, who takes it to the 11-yard line. First down, Big Orange. There is a penalty marker down on the play. Maurice Staley makes the catch. Dexter Daniels tackles him, but he wiggles free and more or less just carries the ball down to the 11.
Personal foul. The defensive team, illegal blow to the head of the quarterback. It's an add-on penalty. Distance from the 11-yard line.
After Manning, who was facing that blitz, as we called it, before you released the pass, Florida detected with an illegal blow, so the half the distance to the goal penalty is tacked on, and so it all comes down to this. Tennessee will have it first down and goal and mark the ball just outside the 5-yard line of the Gators in a 7-7 game with 5:28 to go, and Tennessee huddling it up. Florida defending with Campbell, Bernard, Moten, and Church up front into a virtual 6-man line as Tennessee comes with a power I set to the right side, single receiver wide to the left, and now Florida, seeing a change in Tennessee's alignment, asks for a timeout, and they'll discuss exactly what the defensive situation is going to be. For Tennessee, Lehman, Peterson, Miller, Smith, Poole in the front 5, and the Vols had 2 tight ends in the lineup, Horn and I believe Sartell to block. 7-7. Tennessee has driven 11 plays, 79 yards, 542. 10-second station identification. This is the Ball Network.
Monday morning at 7:15, score $1,000 just for being born. It's Monday Morning Birthday Bucks on 107.7 WIVK-FM, Knoxville.
At Florida Field, this is John Ward and Bill Anderson sending the action. The score is tied 7-7. Tennessee has the ball first down and goal at the Gator 5 1/2 yard line. Into a power I set to the right. This will be Jay Graham, right side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did he make it? Not quite. A foot shy is Jay Graham as Lawrence Wright makes the tackle on him. But Graham got behind the blocking of Smith and I think Poole on the right side. Enough for Tennessee just move that defensive line back.
They did. They blew them right out of there. That's a good job of the offensive line, John. I think they're building confidence in there. This kind of drive Tennessee would like to have every time, I think. Burn a lot of clock, mix the drive very well with the run and the pass, and the offensive line has blown Florida back. A little bit of surprise.
Second down goal, Tennessee. Score tied 7-7. Tennessee in the I formation. This will be Chester Ford. Give him 6. Touchdown, Tennessee. Chester Ford bangs it home, his first touchdown of the year, and he's riding right on top of 304-pound Jeff Smith, 291 Robert Poole over the right side, and Tennessee bangs it home, a 13-play drive that goes 84 yards, overcoming that first 15-yard penalty. But keep in mind, Florida had a couple penalties against it that helped Tennessee in that drive. And so the Volunteers now lead 13-7 with 4:34 to go in the first quarter of the game. And it will be Tennessee attempting the extra point as Jeff Hall comes on for the Volunteers. Score 13-7. The kick is up. The kick is blocked. The kick is blocked. Florida picks it up. They can run with the football. Florida to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, out to the 17-yard line. So it remains 13-7 as the extra point is blocked by Showers. Shay Showers is the man who blocks it, and so Tennessee's streak of extra points is ended at 168, and the Volunteers lead by 6.
Yeah, that was tough. That was a good job by Florida to block that, John. He just jumped up in the air, stuck up one hand. It happened to be in the right place to catch that ball. That was a tough break for Tennessee.
This broadcast is authorized under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Tennessee through Host Communications, Knoxville, Tennessee, solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the description and account of this game without the express consent of the University of Tennessee and Host Communications is prohibited. The announcers for the broadcast are employees of Host Communications, have been selected with the approval of the University of Tennessee. Well, it's a 6-point game. Tennessee has scored 2 touchdowns, Florida 1. And the Gators will get the ball for the 3rd time in the contest. Tennessee has had 2 possessions, 13 points. Florida 2 possessions, 7 points. Time 4:34 first quarter. Jeff Hall, who had the extra point blocked, will be kicking off for the Volunteers. And again, Anthony and Hilliard, both of whom have done an outstanding job returning Tennessee's first 2 kickoffs, are back deep. Hall comes forward. Here's the kick by Hall. It's high, but it will be short relatively. Pulled down at the 6 again by Florida. 10, 15. Gets a running room to the 20. Out to the 24-yard line where he is smothered as Tennessee downfield this time covers the ball with Greg Johnson on the tackle. Spotted at the 24, and here comes Florida on offense once more. For Tennessee defensively, it will be Leonard Little, 6'3", 240 pounds. Shane Burton, 6'6", 268. Ron Green, 6'1", 265. And defending Jonathan Brown, 6'4", 245. The linebackers, Sanders, Hines, and Gallion. Safeties are Gaines and Austin. Cornerbacks, Jenkins and Fair. Florida out of the huddle to the line, trailing 13-7. Werfel has a single running back behind him, Jackson. Long count. The give will go to Jackson to the near side. Gets a little running room. Breaks a tackle. Has the ball to the 30 to the 33-yard line. Excellent running by Terry Jackson, 5'11", 210 freshman. Finally ridden down by Terry Fair, but they sealed the corner or the end for Tennessee, they being Florida. And that gave Jackson room, and then he was tackled but showed great tenacity in driving the ball on up to the 33 where it's marked down. It'll be about a yard short of the first down. Florida again lining up with Jackson, and this will be Jackson trying for the first. He's got it. He's got running room to the 35, to the 40, and this is Jackson popping it out to the 44-yard line. Gaines again there with Fair. Tennessee's defensive backs leading in defensive hits this year. The starting four have 62 as a total. Jenkins 13, Gaines 19, Austin 16, Fair 14. Florida will have the ball. It will be for Florida, first down and 10 to go at the Gator 44-yard line. Tennessee brings a lot of people up the line, and Werfel sees that. Still has Jackson behind him. Tennessee putting pressure on, but before the ball was snapped, the flag flies, and the Volunteers may draw a penalty. Terry Jacksonville has, in 2 carries, picked up 20 yards.
Big yards. Tennessee's losing containment on the outside there, John. That same thing happened to them quite a few times again in the Georgia game. The defensive end has not been able to turn things inside. Jackson once he makes the corner, everybody's trying to have to tackle him from an angle, and they just can't hardly get him down until he picks up good yardage.
Florida guilty of illegal procedure, the reason the flag was dropped. So it will be first down and 15 yards to go. The ball moved back to the Gator 39. Tennessee leads 13-7. Tennessee with a 4-man front. Werfel back to throw. Werfel with time. Long pass downfield. Man is there. The pass is incomplete. Rydell Anthony had come open, but Werfel just led him a bit too much, and so it will be second down and 15.
He was really open, too. He made a nice move to the inside and turned the Tennessee defender around. I'm not sure who that was over there, but he turned the wrong way. He was wide open, John.
So it will be for Florida second and 15 to this point. Tennessee's Peyton Manning 7 of 7 for 119. Werfel 4 of 7 for 49 in the air. Tennessee with a 5-man front. Werfel sizes it up. He's got a wide receiver left in Doring, a wide receiver right in Anthony. The give is to Jackson again, turning the corner. Gets a little running room, but Tennessee pursues a bit better from the inside, as it was Tennessee's Steve Johnson who comes across to make the tackle after a gain of right at maybe 3 yards. Maybe 4. So it's going to be, keep in mind it was first and 15 as we mentioned. It becomes third down and 11 for the Gators. And Florida gets into the lineup. Ike Hilliard, Anthony, Doring, and Kareem. 4 receivers. Running back Jackson. Tennessee 4 men to rush. Tennessee leads 13-7. Florida third down 11. At the Gator 43-yard line. Werfel back to throw with time again. Now steps up, will run the football. Now dumps the pass downfield, pulled down by Kareem. Kareem makes the catch at the 45, down to the 40, down to the 35, and is tackled at the 32-yard line as a brilliant play by Werfel, who started to run. Tennessee bit on the run, but he was behind the line of scrimmage and just dumped the pass out to the man who had left the receiver to come up to make the tackle, and that was Kareem. And Kareem moves downfield for 25 yards and a first down.
Great job by Werfel on that, John. He had the blitz, or not a blitz, but he had strong rush coming at him. He stepped up, got by it, and then made the excellent move.
It's first down Florida in Tennessee territory at the 33-yard line. The pitch will go to Jackson. Starts right, back it comes to Werfel on a dipsy-do down deep in the end zone. Intercepted. Tennessee's Deron Jackson, and Werfel took a blast. Leonard Little came after him, as we described it to you. The give went to Jackson. Jackson turned and underhanded the ball back to Werfel, and Werfel went deep into the end zone, and Tennessee was there waiting with Deron Jenkins.
Yeah, they were there back in the secondary. Didn't fool anybody, but Little hit him a lick just as he let that ball. It kind of hung it up in the air, and as a result, interception going the other way.
A flea flicker backfires for the Gators, and so Tennessee will go on offense, first down and 10 to go with 1:59 to go in the first quarter. Tennessee 13, Florida 7. And the balls come to the line. Ball equidistant between the side boundaries after the interception was made in the end zone. Florida has a 4-man line against Tennessee. The Volunteers hand it off, and running the ball will be the fullback, and this is Eric Lane. And Lane does not get much, if anything at all, as he was overpowered by Dexter Daniels, 6'1", 231 senior. And so Tennessee comes out having the fullback run the ball for the first time, except earlier when, of course, Chester Ford ran it for Tennessee's touchdown. But this is the first time out in the open field that Tennessee has given the ball to the fullback. And Florida reacted well. Actually a loss of a yard on the play. So now Tennessee lines up. Levine is in there at tailback for the Volunteers, as Manning looks over the 4-man front on second down. Handoff Levine, tries to get to the corner, does. 20, gets to the 25, is ripped down as he moves to the 26-yard line by Fred Weary. 1:13 to go in the first quarter of the game as darting Mark Levine turns the corner. 5'11", 177-pound freshman Coming into the game, 7 carries, 13 yards. On this one, he picks up, well, right at 6.5 yards. Tennessee needs to get the ball to the 30 for the first. It's at the 26-yard line. Levine stays at tailback. 2 wides right, 1 left. Tennessee leads 13-7. Florida creeping the linebackers tight. Pitch will go to Levine again at the corner. Not much there. He turns it, fights his way. I think he might have made it. He dived to the 30-yard line, and there he was pinned by Ben Hanks. He ran wide to the left, was trying to keep from going out of bounds, and was being chased, and just lowered his head and dived forward. First down, Big Orange.
I think you're right, John. It looks like he made it there, but if he did it on his own, because it's very close in there, but he had no place to go. Great dive up there.
2 carries, 12 yards for Mark Levine, and the Volunteers will have it first down and 10 to go at the Tennessee 31-yard line, leading 13-7 with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Levine stays at tailback. Florida stays in a 4-man front. Off play action, Manning waiting. Across the middle, pass is incomplete at the 45-yard line to Marcus Nash, who had a step on the defender. Ben Hanks, the linebacker, was playing the slot man Nash. Pass just ever so slightly overthrown, and so Manning is now 7 of 8 for 119. That's the first incomplete pass of the day.
Nash is upset with himself, John. He had his hands the wrong way. I don't know whether he was expecting that ball. It looked like he might not have been expecting it. He tried to catch it with his hands backwards. It's pretty difficult to do it that way.
And for Tennessee, it will be second down and 10. The Vols lead 13-7. Ball at the Tennessee 31-yard line. Florida brings the linebackers tight. Manning looks it up. 3 wides to the right side. Handoff Levine. Levine nothing. Levine is hit as Tennessee tried to come with a little draw, and there is Dexter Daniels again on the stop as the first quarter comes to a close.
This is John Ward saying that when you need tires, head for your Co-op, home of high-quality passenger tires like the Weathermark steel-belted radial.
And in this quarter, Tennessee will be moving from south to north. For those of you who joined us late, Tennessee scored first after throttling Florida, which took the opening kickoff. Then punted. The Volunteers went 2 plays, 81 yards to score. The big play, a pass on first down from Manning to Kent. And then Tennessee came right back with a pass from Manning to Nash for the score. Florida took the ensuing kickoff and moved swiftly downfield to score. The touchdown coming on a strike from Werfel to Hilliard. Tennessee took the kickoff after that, marched downfield. Some 13 plays to go for the touchdown, and then the extra point attempt was blocked by the Gators. And so now Tennessee has stopped Florida moments ago with an interception in the end zone of a Werfel pass. Tennessee 3rd down 11 at the Volunteer 30. Florida drops its linebackers back as Tennessee has 3 wides right, 1 to the left. Single running back Ronnie Pillow, who can catch the ball. Pillow comes to the near side. Manning looks with time across the middle. Pass complete at the 50-yard line to a leaping Marcus Nash. Tennessee just flooded it one-on-one, and Nash beat his man, makes the catch. First down, Big Orange.
The offensive line there, John, did a beautiful job. They held in there and held in there. It took a long time for that play to develop. They gave him perfect protection. He just sat in there and waited for the man to come open.
So Tennessee will hand the ball just on the Florida side of midfield, leading 13-7. 14:43 to go in the first half. Jay Graham has returned to the lineup for Tennessee after Levine has played here in this particular series. Graham, the sole running back behind Peyton Manning. Manning against the 5-man front. Looks, waits, passes, complete. Pillow at the 40 is immediately tackled. He will be about a half-yard shy of the first down. Ronnie Pillow, 6 feet, 195 sophomore from Columbia, making his 3rd catch of the year, and Fred Weary makes the tackle on him. Once more, Bill Anderson, the offensive line.
They did a good job, but when you come out like that with a quick hit and pass like that, that really helps the offensive line. The defense doesn't have much chance to get to him.
Tennessee rotating wide receivers already in the game. Kent, Nash, Schuler, Sylvan, Staley, and Pillow, although actually he is lined up as a tailback. On the last play, he was lined up as a slot man and made a reception. Tennessee now to the line. Again, Graham is the tailback on 2nd down and short. Could be a waste down as the balls might go deep. Here's the pass. It will be a first down. Ronnie Pillow He spins away from one tackle and fights his way down to the 31, where it's first down, Tennessee.
That's good playing. I tell you, they're throwing to the quick ones to the boundaries. Florida halfbacks or defensive backs laying back off of the receivers pretty good. Tennessee's being very patient in the thing and just taking what they're giving.
And Tennessee has now used at wide receiver Bill Anderson, Joey Kent, Marcus Nash, Andy McCullough, Benji Shula, Nilo Sylvan, Maurice Staley, Greg Kyler, and Ronnie Pillow. The ball's come 2 wides right, 1 to the left, single running back. Got a slot man on the near side against a 6-man Florida front. Handoff Graham. Starts right, cuts left, is ripped down behind the line. Good defensive penetration by Florida. And the man there was Willie Rogers at 6'1", 241 sophomore. The play just didn't unfold too well.
Well, there wasn't no place to go. You mentioned it, 6-man line. Florida had a good defense the first down. They were playing Tennessee for the run in that situation, and that's what they got.
The score, Tennessee 13, Florida 7. The time, 12:52 to go in the first half of the game. The ball rests now at the 32-yard line of the Gators. Tennessee has it at that point. Second down, about 11 yards to go. 2 wides right, 1 to the left. Manning looks over a 4-man front. Manning steps across the middle, pass complete. Pulled down by Tennessee. Making catch, Andrew McCullough. He makes the catch at the 25. He moves to the 20. He's got first down, Tennessee.
Just picking at him on the short slants, the quick hitches out in the flats. Good play selection, good throwing and catching by Manning.
It is Manning completing to McCullough. 6'3", 201 sophomore. Tennessee leading 13-7, and the Volunteers will hand the ball first down and 10 to go. Mark it at the 18-yard line of the Gators, heading toward the north end of the field. Wide to the right, there goes Nash. Tennessee goes back to an I formation with a fullback in the lineup, a tight end to the right side against the 4-man front. The Vols lead as the play action has Manning back to throw. He is almost sacked, then he dumps the pass over to the right side, incomplete. Manning pursued. He swung himself free of the initial assault and then looked out to the right, and wandering out comes Graham, who was within 5 yards as Florida gets pressure on Manning, and Manning releases, so it's got to be second down, and for the Volunteers, 10 yards to
They
go.
were coming after him that time, John. They had play action, ran that play action. Florida paid no attention to it. They were playing field position and down, and they just came right on through it. He had somebody in his face before he could look up.
Tennessee 13, Florida 7. Time 12:07 in the first half. Clock stop with the incomplete pass. Tennessee's got a wingback who is David Horn on the near side. Florida, here comes the blitz again. Tennessee hands off to Graham, escapes one man, escapes a second, but then he is swarmed to the ground as he moves inside the 20, down to maybe the 17-yard line. At that point, Tennessee is going to be faced with long yardage on third down upcoming. As Florida defends, after the blitz almost caught Graham for a loss, he eluded that tackler and was able to squirm forward for a couple of yards. It's going to be third down and 8. Graham now 8 carries, 18 yards. So the Vols will send 2 wideouts to the right. A single wideout, Joey Kent coming to the near side. Florida rotating. They go with a 3-man rush on Manning. Manning back to throw, sets up a screen, pulled down by Graham, 20. Graham to the 15, not enough for the first down as he is tackled, moving down to the 13.5-yard line. The ball will be spotted at the 13.5-yard line on the left hash mark as the field goal unit comes into the game for the Volunteers in a 13-7 contest. Tennessee leads. Hanks made the tackle on that screen almost, but Hanks made a superlative defensive effort for the Gators, who trail 13-7. And here for Tennessee will be Jeff Hall, 5 of 6 in field goal tries this year. This one will be from, well, it will be a 31-yard attempt. Earlier, an extra point was blocked by the Gators. Ready for the snap, kicking toward the north end of the field. Jeff Hall. The kick by Hall. It's high enough. It's long enough. Is it straight? Yes! Tennessee 16, Florida 7. A break for our station as we tell you the score with 10:34 to go. The Volunteers 16, the Gators 7. 13-7 Tennessee. The extra point was blocked, and now the field goal. As this drive for Tennessee, 80 yards, 6 minutes 25 seconds. The earlier touchdown, 6:23. The first touchdown for Tennessee, 15 ticks, 2 plays. The Volunteers lead 16-7. And it will be Hall to kick off toward the north end of the field. Here's the kick by Hall, drilling it well. Florida will take the ball 4 yards deep in the end zone and go to a knee. So on the touchback, it will be Florida putting the ball in play first down and 10 to go at its 20-yard line. Again for Tennessee defending. Little, Burton, Green, White. We'll check. White left, and Brown came on for him. Right now it's going to be Dustin Moore in there defensively at an end for Tennessee. Linebackers Kidd, King, Gallion. Corners Jenkins and Fair. Florida with the football, trailing now 16-7. And they come to the line with Werfel at quarterback, single running back behind him as Tennessee stays with 4 down linemen. Florida 2 wide receivers to the right side. Werfel hands off on a delay with the football carrying forward. This is Jackson, and Jackson makes it to the 23-yard line where he is tackled. Pretty good reaction by Mercedes Hamilton, 6'3", 280 freshman, and also Torrey Noel, who is in there on the tackle for the Volunteers. Again, a 3 yards, Bill. It looked like it might be more.
Yeah, it opened up. Well, they shut the hole down pretty good. They got some penetration in there, but just as he started to cut back against the grain, there was a pretty open area there, but they reacted to it very quickly.
So Florida, 2nd down and 7, trailing by a score of 16-7. The Vols adjust the defense, bringing his secondary man up close. Now he drops back as Werfel is back to throw. Werfel across the middle. The pass is incomplete. As the catch was attempted by, that was the fullback Mobley coming out of there, and he was blasted by Anthony Hampton. So now Tennessee using a lot of people. The linebackers, Kidd, Hampton, and King. Of course, we said Mercedes Hamilton was in there. Dustin Moore in there defending as well, Bill.
Good job of the linebackers that are playing the pass. Now, did you see the pattern? Both backs came right up the gut, crossed it about 5 yards deep, and went opposite directions to one of them to break open. He did break open, but had pretty tight coverage on it.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 7 for Florida. The ball rests at the Gator 23-yard line. Tennessee leads with 9:51 to go in the first half, 16-7. 4-man front by Tennessee. Werfel back to throw, gets a little pressure, fumbles the football. There's a scramble for it in the vicinity of the 13-yard line. It has been recovered, I believe, by Florida, but Tennessee got pressure with Leonard Little ripping the ball free, and Werfel up limps to the near sideline as Tennessee comes with pressure. Leonard Little.
Oh, that was a big play, too. That could have been a huge play. That ball was on the ground there. Florida was very fortunate to come up with it, John.
2 fumbles by the Gators. They've recovered both. 1 interception by Tennessee thwarted a Florida scoring drive. So now Florida will be in the punt with Robbie Stevenson, averaging 35 yards per punt, standing back at his 3-yard line. Tennessee has Sylvan deep, very, very deep indeed. Snap high. Left footer gets it away. Drilling a spiral. Sylvan camps under the ball at the 42-yard line of Tennessee. Eludes one man to the 45. Gets to the 50, carries the ball into Florida territory at the 48-yard line, and all kinds of flags come flying into the stack. Sam McCorkle was the man who made the tackle there as the Volunteers return a 41-yard punt, 6 yards. The penalty.
After the play is over, we have a late hit on the kicking team, the 15-yard penalty.
The kicking team being Florida. And so that will be a 15-yard step-off. We'll take a break right now as the penalty will move the ball down from the 47 to the 32-yard line of the Gators, at which point Tennessee will have it 1st down and 10 to go. A break for our station on the Vol Radio Network as we tell you the score. Tennessee 16, Florida 7.
Whenever U of T hits the gridiron, there's always a lot of excitement, no matter who they play.
And Greg Kyler, the fullback Eric Lane, the tailback Jay Graham, the tight end David Horn, the quarterback Peyton Manning. The Volunteers lead 16-7 as play is resumed. Tennessee 1st and 10 at the Florida 34 against a 5-man front. Handoff Graham gets to the corner. Graham turns the corner to the 30, runs to the 25, breaks it down to the 24-yard line, and that should be enough for the 1st down as he's tackled finally by Anthony Lott. But Tennessee with that second offensive line of Rito, Teague, Miller, Robinson, and Poole giving him a corner, and he makes the 1st down.
They hooked the corner. That's been tough for him to get outside against Florida up to this point. I think it's about the first time that Graham's been able to get around the corner. They did a good job cutting them in, hold them in for him. Nice run.
Total offense to this point, Tennessee 221, Florida 109. The Volunteers leading 16-7 inside the 25-yard line of the Gators. Pitch to Graham again. Tries the corner. This time they didn't hook the corner over there, but then Graham slides inside of him and rips it down to the 20-yard line where the tackle is made by Lott and by the sliding Cohens. A pickup of right at 4 yards, a little less. So make it 2nd down and a good 6 yards to go. Tennessee leads 16-7 with 8:13 to go in the first half of the game. Florida rotating defenders here on a hot afternoon and rather muggy as well. Manning brings his team up, sends 2 wide receivers to the left side. The Vols have a tight end into the boundary right on 2nd down and 6.5. Manning off play action is ripped as he throws the ball into the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee! Manning was blasted. Is he okay? He says, I'm fine. The touchdown was scored. Manning to Nash. Give him 6.
That was a great throw, John. He had the pressure coming, as you said. He let it rip. He threw that ball out there long before Nash broke open. Nash was pretty well covered when he let that ball rip. He laid it out in front of him, let him run right to it.
Tennessee leads 22-7 with 7:49 to go in the first half. And here, Tennessee will go for the extra point with Hall to attempt. It's now a 15-point game. Hall will try to make it 16. Waiting for the snap. High snap, gets it down. The kick is in the air, and this kick splits them. Well, there's time out on the field as Tennessee scores again. Just a sensational pass play from Manning, who was being hit, to Nash, who makes his 2nd touchdown reception of the game. A break for our Vol Network stations as we tell you, with 7:49 to go in the first half, the score, Tennessee 23, Florida 7. Tennessee leads now by a score of 23-7. That drive, 3 plays, 34 yards. The touchdown pass coming from Manning to Nash, culminating, and Manning now to this point, Bill Anderson, 13 of 15, 195 yards, 2 touchdowns.
He's hot, and those receivers have been getting open for him, too. John makes some nice catches.
8 different players have caught passes for Tennessee to this point. It will be Hall kicking off. There's the kick by Hall. Going downfield, Florida will corral this one at the 4, to the 5, to the 10. Gets running room 15, goes to the corner, cuts back to the inside. Bang! He's dropped at the 17 as somebody stayed home. That somebody for Tennessee was Raymond Austin. Return 13 yards. It was Begnaud, not Austin. Give credit to Shane Begnaud, who was there to make the tackle. And spot the ball at the Gator, well, right at the 17-yard line. Florida coming to the huddle with Werfel back in there. Tennessee using a lot of people on defense, as we mentioned, and offensively as well. Tennessee really has used at least 2 full teams in this game to this point. Right now, Florida lines it up with Werfel sending 2 wideouts right, 1 to the left. Tennessee 4 down linemen to rush. Werfel sizes it up, takes the straight drop. Werfel dumps it out to the near side, pulled down by Jackson. Jackson makes the catch at the 20, moves to the 25, and is knocked out of bounds as he carries, I think, enough of the first down on the near side. As it was Raymond Austin who recovers well. Jackson, wandering out of the backfield for Florida, was all by himself behind the line, then moves forward, and Werfel dumped off the pass to him. And Florida has it 1st down and 10 to go for the Gators. Spot the ball at the Gator 28-yard line. 7:30 to go in the first half of the game, with Tennessee on top 23-7 over the Florida Gators. Florida with Werfel handing the ball off to Jackson. They seal it, coming to the near side. A new running back in there. This will be Fred Taylor, who's missed 2 games. Taylor cuts to the right side to the 30, has the ball to the 35, and carries forward to the 38-yard line before he is nailed by Jesse Sanders. Should be enough for another first down as they align it. They may have to measure at this point. It's going to be first down the Gators. So Taylor comes on, getting his first play in some time, and he returns to the huddle for the Gators as he's replacing Terry Jackson. Taylor has been sidelined with a shoulder injury, which actually he suffered back in spring practice. So Florida down 23-7 as Tennessee has a player injured down below. I think I mentioned our staff people. My staff people said I didn't, so whatever. Let me mention them now. Statistics, Russ Bebb. Our spotter, Tom Mattingly, sitting in for Randy O'Neill. Engineer, Tim Berry. Scoreboard host is Randy Smith and John Wilkerson. At halftime, you'll be hearing from Mike Keith. Our producer, Edwin Huster, Steve Early, also here. Our studio producer, Dave Jeffries. Technical director, Cleve Hayes. And T. Edwards. Stage manager is Ellen Long. And our Vol Network staff includes Matt Green, Bobby Rader, Paula Robinette, Kim Gillespie, Leonard Harvey, and Todd Menhidden. Torrey Noel is the player who was injured for Tennessee, and he has been helped to the sideline as Florida has it first down, trailing 23-7, but moving with the football. Ball on the right hash mark, 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line of the Gators. Werfel changes the play. They bring the tight end in close on the right side as Werfel facing a blitz, Dumps the pass. It's pulled down behind the line by Taylor, and Taylor is pulled down after picking up 4.5 yards by Raymond Austin. Taylor comes out as Tennessee got pressure with the blitz on Werfel, but he was able to pick up the dashing Taylor, and Taylor was able to move the ball out to the 45, where it's going to be second down and right at 3.
Well, that's a couple of times. Taylor just kind of sat in there for a moment, John, just kind of delayed like he was going to pass protect, let the area clear, and then he slips out of the backfield wide open there.
So it's Florida with the ball, trailing by a score of 23-7, 6:20 to go in the first half. It's going to be second down and 3. Tennessee creeps the linebackers tight. Handoff goes to Taylor. Taylor through the left side, breaks the tackle, has running room to the 50, down to the 45, carries the ball to the Tennessee 44-yard line. More than enough for the first down for the Gators. Austin again in on the tackle, but Florida was able to open the hole, and Taylor, who is very, very quick, just explodes through there. And the Gators have it first down and 10 to go. Tennessee leads the series, this the 25th game, 15-9-0. But in recent years, Tennessee won in 1990 and 92, Florida in 91, 93, and last year in Knoxville. Here are the Gators to the line. It will be first down inside Tennessee's 45-yard line. Werfel back to throw. Dumps it out to the near side. It is pulled down by Taylor. Puts a great move on the cornerback. Has the ball as he has it to the 40, down to the 35, down to the 30. Is finally shoved out of bounds at the Tennessee 26-yard line by Deron Jenkins. But Taylor, in the open, makes a great move to elude the initial tackler and then dances downfield for yet another Florida first down.
Nobody's taking him, John. He's sitting in there. He's killed him in the flats. He's sitting there just like he's going to pass protect until he gets back there, and then everybody loses him in the shuffle, and he slipped out in the flat, been wide open.
So Florida lining up without a huddle, but then as they do, here comes Werfel over to the near sideline, and Tennessee, close to having 12 men on the field, uses a timeout. 5 minutes, 32 seconds to go in the first half of this game. And Tennessee leads by a score of 23-7. Since Steve Spurrier became head coach here at Florida, and on Sports South Cable Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Well, the Volunteers have used on defense Little, Moore, and Emery on the left side, White and Brown on the right, and Jeff Coleman has also played. Green, Barron, Burton, Duff, and Hamilton at tackles. Florida with the ball right now. It's first down and 10. Werfel brings them up. The running back behind him will be Taylor. And Taylor becomes a man in motion toward the near side as Werfel fades to throw. Werfel looking across the middle. Pass is going to be complete on a diving grab. He makes the catch at the 5-yard line, and falling forward is Terry Jackson, who scrambles down to the 2.5-yard line, where Florida will have it first down and goal to go.
That's a great catch. Good throw and great catch. There again, he's going to the back. Coming out of the backfield, he went down and then broke it. Started to the outside and then broke it back in the middle. Came in the open spot. Werfel's right on the money.
So with Tennessee leading 23-7, the Gators have the ball. 5:19 to go in the first half. And this will be first down and goal to go. Florida will line up in the I formation. The fullback is Big Jerome Evans, and the tailback is Fred Taylor. Wide receiver to the near side, Doring, who has made 3 catches. Handoff goes to Taylor. Taylor struggles, but is knocked down short of the goal line. Falls forward for about a yard, and it was Raymond Austin who came up there, filling the gap and making a decisive tackle on him. A gain of about a yard, so it's going to be second down and goal Florida, trailing in the game 23-7. As Florida adjusts, getting another tight end into the game. Out comes none. Coming back in there will be Tremaine Allen. Florida has the strong side into the boundary right. Ball on the right hash mark. Now they'll move Allen to the wide side as the tight end. Tennessee in a 6-man front. Handoff Taylor. Taylor tries the left side. Touchdown for the Gators. Tennessee had him slowed, but Taylor would not give up. And he just turned into the end zone, and the Gators are on the scoreboard once more. Tennessee's lead is 10, 23-13, as the drive for the Gators marches downfield, throwing to the backfield. That was the short.
Oh, it's the key to the drive, and at that time they double-teamed over there with the tight end. They moved tight end over the left side in the tackle and just turned wide inside with nobody there to contain.
Now Florida will go for the extra point, trying to make it a 9-point game. It would be 9 points because Tennessee had the extra point attempt after the second touchdown blocked. That's the reason it could be a 9-point game, as here will be Edmonston to attack the extra point. The kick is in the air, and the kick by Edmonston is good. So it is a 9-point game with 4:27 to go. Let's get scores on other college football games across the country. Here's Randy Smith.
Thank you, John. Florida State has beaten North Carolina State by 60, 77-17 in that football game. That is a final in the ACC. Nebraska 63-21 over Arizona State. That's still with 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Nebraska putting up some big numbers. Texas A&M 52-9 over Tulsa. That's a final. Penn State beat Temple today 66-14. And it's Colorado leading Northeast Louisiana 56-14 with 13 minutes to go in the third. Big upset in the SEC. Arkansas knocked off Alabama today 20-19 in Tuscaloosa. John?
It will be Tennessee receiving the kickoff with Nilo Sylvan standing back as a single receiver at his 3-yard line. And the kickoff will be Teague for Florida. That drive, 83 yards, 8 plays, 3 minutes, 22 seconds. The touchdown coming on the 2-yard burst by Taylor around the left side. And for Taylor, that will be his second touchdown of the year for the Gators. Tennessee led in the game 7-0. It was tied 7-7, then 13-7, then 16-7, then 23-7, now 23-14. The Volunteers leading here in Gainesville. Here will be the kickoff. It's high. Sylvan camps under the ball at the 6. Sylvan 10, 15, 20, outside to the 24-yard line, and he is buried. As Florida covers it well, and the Volunteers will go on offense first down instead of go at the 24-yard line after the 17-yard return by Nilo Sylvan. The Volunteers enter the game with, of course, Leslie Ratliff sitting out the game under a suspension. Also out with injuries, James Smith, Billy Ratliff, and Will Newman. Ryan Collins, the tight end, also, along with Sam Pinner and Stephen Kelly. Tennessee leading 23-14. Florida crowd coming alive, yelling defense. Tennessee lines up with 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Single running back is Mark Levine. Florida in a 4-man front. Ball at the 23-yard line. Tennessee give goes to Levine. He is sacked, thrown for a loss. As sniping through, there's Johnny Church. And answering the call of the fans yelling defense, Johnny Church nails him for a loss of right at 2.5 yards. For Tennessee, it's got to be 2nd down and 12. Leading in the game 23-14 with 4 minutes to go in the first half. And Florida's defense trying to answer the charge. Campbell, Bernard, Moten, Church up front. Bartley, Daniels, Hank, Weary, Lott, Harris, White in the secondary. Levine at tailback for Tennessee as Peyton Manning may face a blitz. It's Manning dumping the pass out here. It is incomplete, intended for the tight end David Horn. Got his hands on the ball, couldn't pull it down, and 2 Florida Gators, Hanks and also Showers, break on a possible interception.
Yeah, he had a man in his face there, and he had to throw that before he wanted to, and Horn didn't really. It was kind of a thrown behind him. Horn couldn't get turned around in time to it.
So now Manning is 13 of 16 for 195 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the Volunteers leading 23-14, but Florida coming alive defensively. Tennessee will skip Nash inside of Sylvan to the right. 2 receivers left as well. Running back now is Jay Graham. Crowd very, very vocal. 3-man front, but they may blitz. Manning with a long count. Back to throw. Here's the pressure. Manning steps up. Looks. Man comes open downfield. Complete. Kent makes the catch and then is drilled. He had it for a moment, and then he was really blasted by Florida coming to make the stop, and Kent is shaken up on the play. The man who came across was Mike Peterson to put the nail on him, and Kent had it for an instant, and then he was really clockville.
Boy, he was, no question about that, but that was a very short instant, John. He took a shot. I don't know whether they're giving Florida the ball here. They're ruling that's a fumble. Very close, look to me like.
It is ruled as a fumble after the ball was caught, and I did not even anticipate that could happen, but that's the ruling. Florida, after the wicked lick on Kent, who had the ball slightly, but then when he was blasted, the ball came skittering out of there, and Florida is going to be awarded the ball. I was looking at Kent, who was injured on the play, so Florida's defense, Bill, does indeed answer the call.
Boy, they did in that particular situation. He took a real shot. He was looking back. He never saw the defender coming. He was catching the ball, turned to catch the ball. Just as the ball arrived, the defender arrived at the same time. That was an awfully close call, I thought, for a fumble. It didn't look to me like he had possession of it.
Never anticipated that, but that's the way it is. It's got to be at the 47-yard line. Kent is up, a little groggy, but he is heading toward the far sideline. And Florida forces the turnover on the fumble after the pass reception by Kent. Ruled a fumble. And so it will be Florida trailing by 9, but now with possession and excellent field position at the Tennessee 47-yard line. Florida will come up. The last time Florida had the ball, they moved downfield to score. The second touchdown for the Gators. And it is ruled that Kent had possession long enough for possession, and it is a fumble, not an incomplete pass. Florida to the line. Tennessee defending with 3:27 to go in the first half of the game. The Vols lead 23-14. Wuerffel signals a change in the call as Tennessee brings a lot of people to the line. Here comes the blitz on Wuerffel, stepping up, looking. He's in trouble. He fumbles the football. It has been picked up by Tennessee at the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6. 42 yards, Raymond Austin. And Tennessee turns a fumble into a fumble and a pickup and a touchdown, and how quickly things can change.
Boy, the momentum was going with Florida, John. They really had it going. That time they came with a blitz on him back there. They stripped the ball out. Big play.
Steve White forced the turnover. Raymond Austin picked up Wuerffel's fumble, and he races downfield 42 yards to score, and the Volunteers will use a timeout right here to get again organized for the extra point. It is now 29-14, and Tennessee has Hall coming in, I think. Well, how things can change. And you talked about mistakes, and Tennessee made a mistake, although, well, it was a mistake, a fumble on the catch, I assume, by Kent. Then on the very next play, as we said, Tennessee brings a lot of people up on the line. They ended on top of Wuerffel, never had a chance, coughed it up, and Austin sure-handedly picked the ball up, goes downfield.
What a turnaround in a heartbeat there. Looked like well, Florida did have the momentum going. They had the big break there on the fumble call. Great field position here before the half, and they get the ball. Big defensive play, great defensive play, and just so quickly, Tennessee turned it right around on them.
3:13 to go in the first half. Tennessee's lead is back up to 15. And the Vols using the timeout, Florida adjusting as well. And it appears Tennessee will go for 1 point. Of course, if Tennessee, that's 15. So 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points could give Florida the lead. You figure it out. Tennessee next week will play Mississippi State. Then 2 weeks will be homecoming against Oklahoma State in Knoxville. Florida has an open date before its next game against Mississippi on September 30. So, in case you breathed or closed or blinked or went somewhere, it bounced.
It's some kind of ball game, John. Tennessee's really, that was a huge play there. That's great defensive play. Their defense at this stage of the game has played extremely well.
Tennessee has 1 interception to thwart a possible Florida score. Now a fumble recovery is picked up and raced downfield for the touchdown by Austin. And here comes Jeff Hall into the game to attempt the extra point, which would give Tennessee 30 first half points against the Gators. The snap, the spot, the kick, give it to him. 3:13 to go in the first half of the game. Tennessee 30, Florida 14. Looking back over the season, Florida has outscored its opposition coming into this game by 63 it should be, 63-14. So Tennessee has more than doubled the 2 previous opponents, Houston and Kentucky. Conversely, Tennessee has scored 34 points in the first 2 points and has 30 in the first half of the third against the nation's number 5 football team. There's lots of time to go, Bill Anderson, and keep in mind this Florida offense last has been averaging 575 yards total offense thus far, but Tennessee's defense certainly made a big play there. It will be Tennessee to kick off. Hall again, kicking toward the north end of the football field. My guess is they need to turn the lights on pretty quickly. Anthony and Hilliard are deep for the Gators, who trail in this game 30-14 with 3:13 to go in the first half. Here's the kick by Hall, going to be very short. Racing up to make the catch at the 13-yard line, Florida. Gets to the 15, to the 20. He is banged as he gets to the 30-yard line. He being Anthony. And Tennessee on the kickoff coverage unit has Sean Summers, the Oak Ridge senior, in, primarily responsible for the tackle. Florida has two quarterbacks. Werfel has gone all the way to this point, and it will be he there. Behind him, Eric Kresser, 6'2", 207 junior, 19 of 38 for 279 yards and 2 touchdowns. The score of this game, 30-14. Florida now with the football. The last time it had it, their spirits were buoyed because they had just recovered a Tennessee fumble, then they fumbled it right back, and Tennessee converts the fumble into a touchdown. Florida has 5 receivers in the football game against a 4-man front. Werfel does not have a running back behind him. Werfel back to throw. Pass down and out is caught, then stumbling down after making the catch for a gain of a couple is Nafis Kareem. 5'11", 179 freshman. Ball is spotted at the 34-yard line.
Tennessee's defensive line, John, is doing a good job getting in there. They did not get to him that time, but on a number of occasions they pushed the offensive line back into Werfel's face, and he's having a hard time seeing out.
Second down, right at 7 yards to go as Werfel again fakes the throw, gets some pressure, long pass downfield is going to be incomplete to Doring, who had the ball for a fleeting instant at the Tennessee 43-yard line. Trailing him was Corey Gaines. The pass goes incomplete, and it will become 3rd down and 7 for the Gators. Florida has converted successfully on 2 of 4 third down tries. Tennessee 5 of 6. In the year thus far, Werfel 10 of 16, 135. Tennessee's Manning 14 of 17, 221. Florida adjusts its alignment. Sorolla Palmer's come into the ball game. Werfel has 2 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right. Now they continue to adjust, and the play clock is ticking away, and so close it does tick after the play alignment was not that fluidly made that Florida asked for a timeout to prevent having a 5-yard assessment. It will be Tennessee leading 30-14. 3rd down, 7 for the Gators at the 34. Sponsored by WIVK Radio, WBIR TV, and the Knoxville News Sentinel. And Bill Anderson, they might incorporate a defensive back turned running back into that video in the person of Tennessee's Raymond Austin, who made an outstanding run with that recovered fumble.
He's a good athlete, guy. I mean, he does so many things. He handles the ball well, and he's a hitter on defense. He's a real asset to this football team.
Florida trails 30-14. The Gators with 2:32 to go in the first half. 3rd down and 7 at the Florida 34-yard line. They flood the left side with 3 receivers. Jackson is the lone running back. Doring comes to the near side. Tennessee stays with 4 down linemen. Werfel sizes it up. 3rd down and long. Tennessee leads. Here's Werfel back to throw. Werfel pass downfield is complete. Pulled down this time by Doring, who makes the catch at the 40-yard line and I think has just barely enough for the first down. Doring making the catch, tackled by Deron Jenkins. And once more, Tennessee got a little pressure, and so he dumped it out to Doring, who made a nice route. He started downfield, then sort of curled to the interior, then again cut downfield to come open for the reception. 1st down, Florida. On 1st down, Werfel. Looking, waiting. Pass downfield is going to be complete as the penalty marker flies. It's Werfel throwing to Doring, and Doring makes the catch at the 45 and moves on down to the Tennessee 41-yard line, where he's tackled by Corey Gaines. The score remains 30-14 with 2:10 to go. Tennessee guilty, I think, perhaps of defensive pass interference on the play, as the official will advise.
Webb holding on the defense in the secondary. The penalty will be declined. 1st down.
The penalty is declined against Tennessee. It would have obviously not given Florida as much yardage after the complete pass. Gives the Florida Gators the ball at the Tennessee 41.5-yard line. Plenty of time to go. 2 minutes and 10 seconds of the first half, with Tennessee leading 30-14. The Gators come to the line. 1st down. Fred Taylor is in there as the running back behind Danny Werfel, who skips 3 receivers to the left side. Tennessee brings the linebacker up very, very tight. Now shifts him outside the tackle on the right side. Werfel rolls out to the left side. Pass across the middle, complete. Pulled down there by Ike Hilliard, who makes the catch at the Tennessee 35. Is hit, but scampers forward for 2 more yards. Actually 2.5. It will be just a hair shy of the 1st down. Hilliard was tackled by Terry Fair. 2nd down, about a yard to go. Florida trails 30-14. Moving with the ball. They flood the wide side of the field to the right. with 4 receivers, but that's a misalignment. Now Sorolla Parker will go back to the left. Sliding inside of him will be Doring. The Tennessee on second down a yard lines up with 4 down linemen. Florida, this will be Werfel. Back to throw. Werfel across the middle is incomplete, deflected by a linebacker who was, actually it was Raymond Austin who comes across to deflect it, and Tennessee had Corey Gain downfield. Also, I think Sean Summers in that nickel defense had a shot at the interception.
Yeah,
Bill.
Austin had his hands on it there for a minute, John. Looked like they popped open. Werfel went to him over the middle, but a good job by Austin.
That stops the clock with 1:28 to go in a 30-14 game with Tennessee leading. Florida now third down, still a yard to go. And Tennessee brings 4 men, now 5 men up to the line. Now the handoff will go, and the first down is made, and the running back has extra room as he darts past the 30 down to the 25. And the clock will be stopped for the marking of the first down at the 23-yard line. That was Fred Taylor, knocked down by Al Wilson and Corey Gates. Tennessee defending in the secondary, Thayer, Johnson, Austin, a lot of people back there. Really, the linebackers out, going basically with a lot of defensive backs in there. Florida trailing 30-14. 1:18 to go in the first half. The sun shines down as Florida's Werfel rolls to the near side. Pass downfield is complete. Hilliard then stumbles and falls as he was ripped down from the backside by Steve Johnson. For a moment, he came open, but Johnson, who saw him make the catch, came after him, pulled him down, and although he came free, he being the receiver, he slips and falls, and actually there's a loss on the play of about a half a yard. Clock counting down to 50 seconds. Florida trails 30-14 with the ball deep in Tennessee territory. Werfel sends 2 wides right, 2 to the left. Tennessee coming after him. Werfel looking. Werfel across the middle. Pass pulled down by Taylor. Makes the catch to the 20. Down to the 15. Down to the 10. Penalty marker is dropped as he carries it on into the end zone. I think Tennessee just sort of stood there as it looked like he was trying to run out of bounds. But then as he got down to about the 2-yard line, a penalty marker flies. So it was once more Taylor, the running back, who is not guarded, actually, Bill.
Block in the back during the run on the blue tee. It's 10 yards from the spot of foul.
So there you hear it.
Let's see if it's first down.
The penalty will be from the 2 back out to the 12-yard line. But as we said, Taylor is undefended, actually, and just wide open.
Well, he's sitting in there. He had to beat a linebacker that time. He just sits in there, lets everything kind of go. The defenders drop back, pick up their people, and look, then he comes out late, and he's been wide open in there.
As they spot the ball, it is brought back out to the 13-yard line. The holding call against, it's actually a block illegally in the back by Florida. And so it is. Wait till they align it. Now, Tennessee wants a timeout, but they're not going to be able to get it called now. I think they finally do. Tennessee sideline was asking for the timeout as the officials had indicated had said it would be a first down. But then the sideline shows it's second down and about a yard to go, so Tennessee is asking of the officials exactly what the situation is. We'll take 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Ball Network.
Monday morning at 7:15, score $1,000 just for being born. It's Monday Morning Birthday Bucks on 107.7 WIVK-FM, Knoxville.
At Gainesville, Florida, this is John Wood and Bill Anderson sending you the play-by-play of the game, which finds Tennessee leading Florida 30-14 with 32 seconds to go in the first half of the game. In both games this year, Tennessee has scored on the opening drive. Against East Carolina, 17 plays, 87 yards. Against Georgia, 6 plays, 80 yards. And against Florida, 2 plays, 81 yards. The score, 30-14. The situation is this. Florida has the ball. Second down, a foot to go for the first down. 13 yards to go for the touchdown. 32 seconds to go. Florida has 1 timeout left. Tennessee, none. Tennessee leads by a score of 30-14. The Gators get 3 wide receivers left. No running back behind Werfel. Tennessee, 4 linemen to rush. Now actually 3 down line. Now 4 down linemen for Tennessee. Werfel, long count, looking it over. Werfel back to throw, looking into the end zone. Pass downfield is going to be touchdown, Florida. No, he dropped it. He dropped it. He dropped it. He had it for a minute, he being Doring. Then he lost the handle, and it goes incomplete.
Well, he turned the defender around, John. The cornerback over there got turned around, didn't even have his back to the quarterback, did not see the ball. He had the coverage on the man, but Doring made the move, just turned around behind him and made it look like what was going to be the catch. He hit the ground and dropped it.
It will be third down, still inches to go for Florida. 25 seconds to go in the first half. Tennessee leading 30-14. Werfel. Handoff with the ball. This will be Jackson knifing forward to the 11-yard line where he is tackled. And it will be with 18 seconds to go, the marking of the ball for the first down as Shane Burton makes the tackle. Florida, of course, wanted to make the first down, which it did. And it will have the ball at the 11 with still 18 seconds to go. That would be probably 3 passes at least. So they line it up. Tennessee 4-down lineman. Werfel back to throw. Here's the pass down into the end zone. It is touchdown to the Gators. This time, Ike Hilliard makes the catch. So Florida floods every place with receivers, and it's Werfel going over the top to Hilliard, who pulls it down a stride inside the back line, and Florida is on the scoreboard with 9 seconds to go in the first half of the game. Werfel connects with Hilliard, his second touchdown of the year. And so the score is 30-20 in favor of Tennessee. And the Gators will go for the extra point once more, trying to make it a 9-point game. 9 seconds left, and it will be Edmonston to attempt the extra point. 30-20, Tennessee leads Florida at Gainesville. Snap down. The kick is in the air, and this one is good. It's once more a 9-point game. 30-21, Tennessee leading. So Tennessee will be receiving with 9 seconds to go if, in fact, Florida attempts the kickoff. Well, they'll have to attempt the kickoff, but whether it will be a squib-type thing, time will tell. UT Athletics Director Doug Dickey was a quarterback here at Florida as we sort of sum up Tennessee-Florida ties under former UT Athletic Director Bob Woodruff, who was head coach of the Gators back in the 50s. Woodruff then selected Dickey to be a head coach at Tennessee, and then Dickey returned in '69 to Florida after 6 years at Tennessee, and Dickey became the head coach at Florida. Now Dickey is the athletic director at UT. Florida assistant Ron Zook was an assistant at UT from '84 to '86, went then to Virginia Tech, Ohio State, then Florida. And Steve Spurrier played at Science Hill High School in Johnson City before coming to Florida to play, and his first coaching job at Florida was under head football coach Doug Dickey in his last year here at Florida. Well, here's the kickoff coming downfield. It's going to be a squibber. Tennessee will take the ball at the 10, to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, out to the 29-yard line with 3 seconds to go. Sean Summers returns the ball, and Tennessee has 3 seconds to go in a 30-21 game with the Volunteers on top. And Tennessee will send its offensive unit out onto the football field, leading 30-21. And how big that recovered fumble looms, Bill, for both sides.
Yeah, no question about that. And, of course, Florida did a good job of taking that ball in twice over there. Tennessee's defensive corner over there, defender, just turned their back on the quarterback and didn't even see the ball and couldn't play the ball.
Tennessee into the prevent offense. The snap goes to Manning, goes to one knee, and the first half has come to a close. 51 points in the first half of this football game. A break for our stations by telling you the score at halftime here in Sylvan and Summers. And kicking off will be Teague for the Gators. Tennessee leads by a score of 30-21 with the second half yet to be played here at Florida Field. Florida seeking its third straight SEC title. The last team to win 3, Alabama, back in 77, 78, and 79. Here will be the kickoff coming. It's sort of a short kick again. Tennessee comes up, and Upback makes the catch at the 35, gets to the 40, fights his way to the 41-yard line. That man was Doug King, Craig King, who makes the return.
Very fleet of foot,
yes.
John, but I don't know whether that was intentional or not. It looked like it might have been.
I think they're kicking short to keep the ball away from Sylvan. And they kept the ball away from Sylvan, but they gave Tennessee excellent field position to the 42-yard line on the return by Craig King. And it will be Tennessee going on offense, leading by a score of 30-21. The ball line with Jay Graham at tailback. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Florida in a 4-man front. Peyton Manning. Play action. Pass down and out. Pulled down by Tennessee, making the catch there at the 45-yard line and then shoved out of bounds. Marcus Nash at the 47. So on first down, Tennessee comes out throwing, this time for a 5-yard pickup, and Lawrence Wright is there to make the tackle. For Florida on defense, Mark Campbell, David Bernard, Ed Chester, Johnny Church. The linebackers are Bartley, Daniels, and Hanks. The cornerbacks, Weary and Lott. The safeties, Harris and Wright. Tennessee second down right at 6 yards to go, actually, as he stepped out of bounds after a 4-yard gain. Florida brings the linebackers tight. Tennessee comes back with Graham at the corner. 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Knocked out of bounds as he carries the ball to the 26-yard line. Tennessee sealed the corner, and Graham just comes spinning around the corner and races downfield. Weary forces him out of bounds, but Jay Graham has given Tennessee a first down.
Boy, they really did turn it in over there. That's the biggest biggest turn in I saw. Look, he didn't have a lead blocker or anything. He just hit that corner. Whoever was on the corner there either caught the defensive end coming in or something, but there was a big turn hole there.
It's first down, Tennessee at the 26-yard line of the Gators. The Vols now come with 3 receivers to the wide side of the field right at the 26-yard line of Florida. Manning changes the play for Tennessee, seeing Florida bringing the linebackers. Here's an all-out blitz. Pass complete. 20. Works outside 15. Forced out of bounds is Maurice Staley as he gets down to the 11.5-yard line. And Weary again is the man who forced him out of bounds. But I think that was a checkoff. I'm not sure. But certainly Manning was right on target to Maurice Staley.
Yeah, he picked it up. I think it was, John, just as simple out there. Again, he had the single coverage over there. Man laying off of him. He zipped it to him.
Tennessee first down and 10 at the 11. Leading 30-21. Second half just getting underway. Same set. Tennessee 3 wides right. Actually, a tight end is a wing back and 2 wides. 1 into the boundary left. Florida feigning the blitz. Manning again changes the play at the line. Florida, as Manning steps past downfield, is incomplete. And there was a miscommunication there because running a route toward the post comes Staley. And once more it was Manning going to that drift to the sideline, and the pass goes incomplete.
Boy, they dodged a bullet there. Florida set a trap for him, John, and he stepped right in it. It was lucky that ball wasn't picked it up. Staley broke it down there. They laid off Gabe. It looked like they were giving that out up again, and he was breaking for the ball coming up.
Second down, 10 for Tennessee at the Florida 11. The Vols lead 30-21. 14:32 to go in the third quarter. Florida bringing its linebackers tight again. Handoff for Tennessee fake. Manning rolls out to the near sideline, being chased, and is going to be thrown for a loss as he's dumped back at the 16-yard line by Dexter Daniels. Manning was looking into the end zone, but Tennessee's Joey Kent was double covered down there, and so Manning just had to run with the ball, trying to get some yardage, but actually he loses back to the 16. So now Tennessee, after marching crisply downfield, having received the second half kickoff, is faced with a third down and right at 15 yards to go for a first down, 16 for the score. Wide to the left, Tennessee sends 3 receivers into a shotgun set. Florida has 3 down linemen to rush. Manning out of the shotgun. Manning waiting. Here's the pass pulled down by Graham. Makes the catch at the 15, carries to the 10, fights his way inside the 5, down to the 4. Needing the 1, Tennessee probably is going to go for the field goal. Shea Showers makes the tackle on Graham, who makes the reception. Had good interference out in front of him on that screen, but Tennessee needed so much that it just was unable to pick up the 15 yards. And so the Vols, with the ball spotted, the knee dragging at the 5, will send into the game Jeff Hall to attempt a 22-yard field goal. Tennessee 30, Florida 21. 13-13 to go in the third quarter. Florida has blocked a Tennessee extra point. The reason this is a 9, not 10-point game. Hall kicking out of the hold. The kick is in the air. Let's see. Did he make it? No good. Off to the right. Florida has the football at its 20-yard line, and Tennessee fails to convert. A break for our stations as we tell you the score. Tennessee 30, Florida 21.
Although the thermometer's still climbing, there's still nothing hotter this summer than the deals during Jeep Summer Days, now held over, where you can still get...
His play is resumed, and both teams have used a lot of players in this hot afternoon. Little, Duff, Green, White in the front 4. Florida trailing by 9 with the ball. Werfel at quarterback has Terry Jackson behind him as the running back. Werfel hands the ball off to Jackson, and Jackson is smothered. Tennessee drops him for a loss as big Steve White is right on top of him and throws him at the 18-yard line. So Chelsea smells the play, and it didn't develop that quickly, and as Jackson looked for the hole, he was banged.
He was coming through there. Jackson wanted to try to cut back against the grain again. He ran right into White.
So Florida has its second down and right at 12 yards to go, as Werfel still has Jackson behind him as the running back. Now he has Anthony and Hilliard wide to the left side as he changes the play. Tennessee leads 30-21. Second down and 12. Here back as Werfel sets up a screen. Pull down out here by Jackson. Makes the catch at the 15. Gets to the 20, to the 25, and is knocked out of bounds as he moves up close to the 27 or 8-yard line by Al Wilson and Terry Fair. Same situation. The back comes open as he just hangs around for a while. Then the flip comes out to him, and Jackson explodes upfield for a gain of right at 10, leaving it third down and 2.
Big play here. He almost picked up the first down there with that play, John. Nobody on him.
Florida will send Doring wide to the right, sliding inside Anthony. Going into, in essence, an I formation. Tennessee stays in a four-man front. Jackson trying to get the first down. He's got it as he nudges past the 30 to the 31.5-yard line. Bill Duff makes the tackle on him, but Florida has it first down, 10 to go. Florida in the Southeastern Conference has won 14 consecutive games against opponents from the SEC East. Against all SEC teams, 17 of the past 19. And has won 10 of 11 SEC games on the road. Right now trailing 30-21 here at Florida. First down for the Gators. Werfel, a little delay, handoff goes to Jackson. Jackson breaks through one tackle, but then Tennessee is there to stop him for no gain. He was slow, twisted free, and then converging Gallion and George Kidd team up on the tackle. So Florida running on first down to no avail, and it will be second down right at 10 yards to go, a little more actually. And the Gators, as was the situation moments ago, will have it second down. 11 carries, 44 yards net for Jackson. Taylor has replaced him at tailback. 30-21, Tennessee leads, 11:31 to go in the third quarter. Tennessee, 4 down linemen. As Florida has the ball, second down, 10.5 yards to go at the 30-yard line on the right hash mark. The give goes to Taylor, coming to the near side, will lose one man, carries the ball to the 30, to the 35, to the 40, and gets very close to a first down as he makes it past the 40. I think he's got a first down. Good running by Taylor through the left side, and Summers and Fair come across to make the tackle, but Florida got good blocking up front from Big Odom, the senior, and Reggie Green. And so it will be for Florida first down and 10 to go, trailing 30-21, but moving. The ball rests now at the Gator 42-yard line. Big second down run by Fred Taylor, the tailback. 2 wides right, 1 left. Ball on the left hash mark. Tennessee, 4 men defending up front as Werfel fades on first down to throw. Will run instead. No, we'll pull it down and we'll run for the sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds as he got about a yard on the play. Tennessee's secondary defending well downfield as 1, 2, 3 receivers had come down there, and Scott Gallion is the man who chases him out of bounds. A gain of about a yard on the play, second down and 9. Bill?
Well, he wanted to go deep down the right side, looked like, John, but they did. As you said, they had everybody covered there. I don't know, that play looked like it might have been a little bit of a blow. He had Taylor back there about to run over him. They about got tangled up. It was kind of never did look right from the beginning.
Second down for the Gators, who trail 30-21. This will be Werfel. Straight drop. Pass across the middle is complete. Pulled down by Doring, who makes the catch at the Tennessee 45, down to the 40, and is finally pulled down as he moves to the 35-yard line, where it will be for Florida first down and 10 to go. Doring catches, Hampton makes the tackle, but it will be for Florida enough for the first down as Doring runs right across the middle, and Werfel felt a little pressure but stepped into the pocket and was right on target. So Werfel brings his team up, first down and 10 to go at the Volunteer 35. Tennessee maintains a 30-21 lead with 10:36 to go in the third quarter of the game. Doring is a wide receiver left, sliding inside of him Anthony, as Florida has the ball at the Tennessee 37. A delay, handoff goes, running the ball. Taylor breaks the tackle to the near side, has the ball at the 35, down to the 30, down to the 25. Penalty marker flies as he gets to the 24-yard line. Fred Taylor carries George Kidd travels behind to make the tackle, but as we said, a penalty marker drops right at the point of the tackle.
During the run, we have an illegal block in the back. The offensive team, a 10-yard penalty from the spot of foul.
So the penalty will be assessed from where the flag flies at the tackle point. And the ball will be spotted back upfield at the Tennessee 37-yard line. Florida needs the 26 for the first. Big run, but a block late costs the Gators. Florida trailing 30-21. With the ball, the Gators back to the line against a four-man front. Actually, Tennessee 3-down linemen. Here comes the blitz for the Volunteers. The pass on the right flat is dropped by Taylor, as Werfel had to cough it up quickly, and Taylor really wasn't prepared to make the catch, although had he made it, he had running room. Anthony Hampton was defending as Tennessee. Bill came with the blitz.
Yeah, they had plenty of running room had he been able to hold on to it. He just got out there. He swung outside the last contained man. If he could have caught the ball, he'd have big yardage.
As it is for Florida, second down. Keep in mind they got the replay of that first down after the sizable gain was nullified by the penalty. So it'll be second down, a little over 10 yards to go. The Gators to the line. Tennessee with 3 linemen to rush. Werfel. There's the pass out of the right flat, pulled down by Taylor, who stumbles and falls and might be injured. As we mentioned, he came into the game with an injured shoulder, and he lost his balance as he tried to make a cut far across the way. He got it down to the 36-yard line, a gain of only a yard on the play, but he had more room than that had he been able to maintain his equilibrium. He has come out of the football game to the near sideline. So Florida will have it third down, still right at 10 and a half yards to go. The Gators 6 of 8 in third down tries. And Florida will align itself with 2 receivers to the left side. Green is in there. And 2 receivers to the right. Single running back, as this will be Werfel. Tennessee may be blitzing, I'm not sure. Here it comes, but as he fades to throw, whistle sound all over the place. And a penalty marker is down on the play. Might have taken too long to get the play underway. The score, Tennessee 30, Florida 21.
Illegal delay, offensive team, 5 yards, replay the down.
So here comes the penalty, and it will move it back outside Tennessee's 41-yard line. And at that point, Tennessee will have it third down in right at 15 and a half yards to go. So Rollo Palmer comes out for Florida as Anthony comes back into the lineup. In the football game, Florida now has been penalized 7 times for 71 yards. Tennessee 1 for 15 to this point. The Gators to the line. Third down long. 2 wides left, 1 right. Single running back. Tennessee 2 men to rush. Back to throw Werfel. Werfel looking. Long pass downfield is going to be complete to Anthony, who makes the catch. He makes the catch at the 20, circles down to the 15, and is knocked out of bounds as he gets to the 12-yard line. Werfel had time, had receivers all over the place, and Anthony comes open to make the catch.
Far too much time back there. When he gets out, they had a 3-man rush. Down is all they had, I guess, in the nickel defense back there, John. But he just sat there and waited till the man come open. No problem.
Florida on third down and 15 and a half. It's first down and 10 at the Tennessee 12-yard line. The Vols lead 30-21 with 8:34 to go in the third quarter of the game. So now Florida deep in Tennessee territory, just as Tennessee moments ago had it first and 10 at the 11. Florida with Werfel. Pass dumped out into the corner, pulled out by Jackson, who makes the catch at the 11 to the 10, fights his way down to the 5-yard line. Once more, the back coming out to the right side, and Tennessee gets to him late as Jackson pulls it down and carries down to the 5, 2.5 yards short of the first down. The man making the tackle, Raymond Austin. 8:05 to go in the third quarter. Florida lines up without a huddle again. As Werfel looks over Tennessee, the Volunteers with 4 down linemen to rush. This will be the give to Jackson, and Jackson is stuffed as he tries the left side of the line. Running from his tailback position, he is nailed right at the line of scrimmage by Scott Gallion. Third down upcoming for Florida. Still 2.5 yards to go for the first, 5 yards to go for the touchdown. And Florida, again, using a lot of people. Their wide receivers include Doring, Hilliard, Kareem, Anthony, Green, Palmer. All have played in the game. And their backs have really caught a bushel of passes. Florida comes to the line. No running back behind the quarterback, Werfel. Werfel looks it over on third down, 2.5 yards to go. He's got 3 wides to the left side. Werfel back to throw, dumps it across the middle, touchdown. As it is Ike Hilliard making his 3rd touchdown reception of this football game. 9 seconds. And again, Florida uses its backs, although the touchdown came, backs as receivers, although the touchdown came on a pass to Hilliard. But Florida has had, Bill, 8 receptions by the backs to this point.
Yeah, they're coming out of there. Nobody's taking them. Every time they've come out of the backfield, the linebackers getting lost inside somewhere. Nobody out there to take them. It's there anytime Florida wants it. That time they matched Hilliard up on Tyrone Hines. Mismatch.
Here's the kickoff by Florida coming downfield this time. Will be corralled by Tennessee at the 2-yard line. Here he comes back to the 5, to the 10. Florida covering. He breaks it to the 15, gets to the 20. And this will be Sylvan moving the ball out to about the 22 or 23-yard line where Tony George makes the tackle. So Tennessee goes back on offense. The Volunteers threatened in their first possession in the second half. Went for a field goal, which went awry off to the right. And then Florida takes the ball from the 20-yard line and marches downfield to score on the pass from Werfel to Hilliard. And it will be Florida. Defending as Tennessee comes to the line. Manning at quarterback. 2 wides left, 2 right. Single running back will be Jay Graham. Florida with a 4-man front. Manning with a long count. A little delay goes to Graham. Opens through the right on a draw from the 24 to the 25 on out to the 30 and is tackled at the 31-yard line as it's Showers who comes in to make the tackle. On a semi-draw, it was Graham running through the right side and was able to pick up right at 6 yards on the play. The Vols lead 30-28 with 6:37 to go in the third quarter. And for Tennessee, 2nd down and 4 at the Volunteer 31-yard line. Same set, 2 left, 2 right, ball equidistant between the boundaries against the 4-man front. Florida brings Hanks up on a blitz, and Hanks is going to get Manning, who throws the ball incomplete. As Hanks came on the blitz and came absolutely clean, and Manning's pass intended for Pillow is incomplete.
He sat there, just waited a little bit to let the offensive lineman didn't see him, John, and they just picked up their man. So about as soon as they started into, they committed, he just split right up the gut, right on Manning.
So for Tennessee, 3rd down and 4. Manning was really adroit to get rid of that ball as Hanks came clean right after him. Florida now stays in that 4-man front. Manning has Graham behind him. The Vols with 2 wides to the left, 2 to the right. Here's Hanks creeping again. Here comes Hanks. This time he's blocked by Graham. Pass across the middle is complete to Tennessee. Did he hold the ball? Yes. Maurice Staley went up into the air to pull it down at the 46-yard line. He was cracked. Came down but retains possession at the 47. And that for Tennessee will be 1st down and 10 to go.
That was a great catch. That was a lot of traffic in there. He dodged getting a real shot coming across that middle. But Manning rifled it in there. They picked up the blitz. The back picked up Hanks as he was trying to blitz again. He gets the feeling for this whole second half. Florida's gone in at halftime, decided they're going to put more pressure on Manning and come after him.
Tennessee leading by 30-28. 1st down and 10 for the Volunteers at the Tennessee 47-yard line. Florida stays with 4 down linemen. Hanks drops back this time as Manning looks to throw. Looking downfield, pass is pulled down at the 45, breaking a tackle to the 50 and struggling down to the 45 goes the receiver, McCullough, but his foot dragged out of bounds at the 49-yard line. So for Tennessee, it will be a pickup of 4 yards on the play and will become 2nd down and 6. Florida opened by winning over Houston 45-21, beat Kentucky 42-7. Tennessee today an open date, then Ole Miss at LSU, at Auburn, open date at Georgia. Tennessee to the line, 2nd down, 6 yards to go, leading by 2, 30-28. Manning up under the center with Graham behind him. Florida brings another lineman up there as Tennessee gets to Graham, and Graham pops through the right side, twists his way past the 50 down to the 45, and gets close to a 1st down at the 43.5-yard line in the arms this time of Dexter Daniels. Tennessee had the early lead, 7-0. I think it was 7-7, 13-7 Tennessee. The officials are going to measure. No, they're going to say 1st down, Big Orange. It is a 1st down by Graham. Good running by Graham, who to this point now has 81 yards. Keep in mind that last year in the game at Knoxville, Tennessee's total rushing yardage was 68 yards. 1st and 10 for Tennessee, leading by 2, 30-28. And again, the Vols with 4 wide receivers. A single running back in the person of Jay Graham. Florida, 4 down linemen. Now they widen. Here comes Hanks on the blitz. Hanks, Manning gets rid of the football on a quick toss to the flat. It's pulled down by Maurice Staley. Makes the catch at the 40. Moves down to the 35 and is somersaulted down at the 34-yard line of the Gators. Fred Weary makes the tackle. Again, it's Hanks, just followed number 11 all over the field, and I'm sure Manning was doing that. He saw him coming, and he dumped it out where he left.
Yeah, that's a good call. They could do